Hi, and welcome to Insights and Observations of a Rainbow Warrior Goddess. I'm Lisa. Happy 2013. And in February, coming up in about a month, we're starting the lunar calendar, the lunar moon calendar, or the Chinese New Year. This year we're going to be Year of the Water Snake. And this Year of the Snake symbolizes transformation and wisdom. Sounds very beautiful and lovely. It's a very powerful medicine. But what it doesn't say is that there's a lot of challenge and a lot of purification and stripping away or molting involved in a snake year. And we find ourselves at the end of December 21st, 2012, not the end of the world, but at the end of the world as we know it, and the beginning of a whole new chapter in humanity and the Earth's history and future. And it's our responsibility to make it what it's going to be. So look around. You don't have to look far to see chaos and upheaval everywhere. Funny thing, I was cleaning and I found a letter to the editor I wrote back in May of 2010, actually, only with catching a little bit of the mainstream news the last couple of weeks. I think it's even more appropriate for us right now, here in January of 2013. So I'm going to read you this letter. As I said, it was printed in my local newspaper, the Martha's Vineyard Times, back in May of 2010, and they titled it A Revolution of Love. I graduated from Martha's Vineyard Regional High School in 1984. I remember George Orwell in his famous book, named after the same year, gave us cause to heavily contemplate our future. I believe he is rolling in his grave, and has been for some time now. He was quoted as saying, "Speaking the truth in times of universal deceit is a revolutionary act." I believe it is time for revolution. This war on terror and all its excuses led me to look up the actual definition of terrorism. It is defined as the use of violence and threats to intimidate or coerce for the pursuit of political aims. By definition, our government is the biggest terrorist on the planet right now. Unless you work on Wall Street or for Halliburton, you are a banker, or your last name is Rockefeller, Bilderberg, or the like. Most likely you will agree with me. How did we get here? How do we get out of this mess? I'm not talking about the Fed printing up another $20 trillion out of thin air to bail out Greece, and then the rest of the failing European economies. Although it's been a heck of a lot more for a heck of a lot more people since then. Anyway, I have a suggestion. A Wikipedia definition of anarchy is a social state in which there is no governing person or group of people, but each individual has absolute liberty without the implication of chaos or disorder. We have been led to believe differently. The definition of government is the organization, machinery, or agency through which a political unit exercises its authority, controls and administers public policy, and directs and controls the actions of its members or subjects. Sobering, isn't it? Where in the definition of government are the words service or liberty? They are not. But control pops up twice, and authority is there too. Whose authority? Clearly it's not ours. By definition, government is devoid of liberty. Liberty only appears in the oft-quoted yet never used Constitution, which unfortunately we do not hold our government accountable for, not only for not enforcing it, but for disintegrating it entirely. It is time to hold ourselves accountable for giving our power away by taking it back, but more importantly, forgiving ourselves for hurting ourselves. Then we will be able to forgive those who have hurt us as well. I think it is time for global anarchy. Who says we cannot live on a planet filled with peace, love, abundance, and joy. We are responsible for creating this if we want it. I do not believe the defense that the human race is too self-destructive, greedy, etc. We have been lied to, abused, and disempowered so long, I believe that we have forgotten who we are and what is possible. I have a great weapon of mass creation, and it is called contagious joy and love. It makes everyone who comes in contact with it forget all their agendas, survival of the fittest programming, money, and best of all, pain and fear. It creates compassion, forgiveness, and gratitude. It is the most powerful force in the universe. It is sustainable, free, and best of all, we already have unlimited access to it inside each and every one of us. I believe only this will manifest peace on earth. Violence and fear beget more violence and fear. Love begets more love. Truth sobers us all. Peace in these troubled times. So as I said, even though I wrote that over 2.5 years ago, I think it's even more appropriate now, in January of 2013. There's a quote from someone, I can't recall who it is, but it says that not all things that we face can be changed, but before anything can change, it must first be faced. Collectively, we have a heck of a lot that needs to be faced, especially because we've been given so much misinformation and propaganda and things out of context and been lied to so long that we all have to go through some serious re-education to even begin to look at what it is we need to face, never mind what to do about it. But I just want everyone to remember, as we go through the next few months that are going to be filled with challenge and change and the resulting molting that we go through in the year of the water snake, as we transform, only through this purification process will we glean the wisdom that will be the gift of this year. As we're birthing our humanity in this new golden age, it's going to be a lot of work at hand. If we remember to come from love and unity and oneness, and that we're all here to help serve each other, not compete with each other, or be fearful of each other, or hate one another, we will thrive. We need to come together and help create a more beautiful, sustainable world for us all, and our children, and the animals and all the other sentient beings on this planet. I'm asking you all to hopefully choose love and forget the fear. It's not saying don't protect yourself if you need to, and many of us will face that as a very harsh reality. But civil disobedience and a peaceful approach and the power of a loving, united people is completely indestructible, no matter what we face. Peace, love, abundance, and joy. Have a great day.